Johnny Corona. He had a struggle last week with his kickoffs. Not deep enough. When he returned, that's going to be this week. And an onside kick, but it won't go far.
Freeze that. Here is the perfect analogy for business. Something unexpected has happened, or a train came at you just didn't know what to do with. Do you stand around staring at the situation? Do you try to assess it forever? Or do you simply take action? Yeah, that's what I thought. But whatever you do, don't let someone run with your ball.
Touchdown, Banner!
Howard and I were in New York City about a week or 10 days ago, and we were at the Hyatt, and we're looking to do our show there in June. And we're trying to explain to them at the Hyatt what we do. So I gave them an example. I said, hotels.com. I said, isn't it amazing, a domain like that, with all the geniuses and all the master's degrees and all the professionalism at Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, Holiday Inn, Westin, every single company you can think of, no one figured out, geez, how many leads would I get if I had a domain like hotels.com? So they all flunked, they all failed, and so did their advertising agencies. They failed them as well. And the reason they failed them, instead of buying a domain for $1 million, $2 or $3 million, now they're forced to pay hotel.com for the rest of their lives tens of millions of dollars.
UNIVAC leads the field of electronic computing.
Remington Rand makes 4 basic UNIVAC models. The general purpose UNIVAC, which you've seen tonight, UNIVAC Scientific, UNIVAC File Computer.
Imagine, if you can, an electronic brain operating at millionth of a second speeds.
Fingertip shopping will be one of the many homemakers' conveniences. This video console will be channeled into the store of her choice. What the wife selects on her console will be paid for by the husband at his counterpart console.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem.
17 stories up in his fashionable North Beach apartment, Richard Halloran is calling a local number that will connect him with a computer in Columbus, Ohio. These editors are programming today's copy of the paper into that same Ohio computer.
It combines the power of your computer with the convenience of your telephone. Make airline reservations and shop the electronic mall. It connects you with other computer owners.
There's a revolution going on in rec rooms, offices, and classrooms around the world. A revolution in which 15 million people are taking part. The electronic screen means you're connected to anywhere, to anyone riding the same internet circuit.
Have you ever paid a toll without slowing down? Bought concert tickets from cash machines? Or sent someone a fax? From the beach? You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. It's simple. Every time you sign on,
welcome.
It tells you if you've got mail.
You've got mail.
Want to send some email? Type the message, click here, and it's done.
Yeah, I was just on the internet and...
You did the internet on that phone?
Yeah, email, stock quotes.
What do you think the greatest gift of the holidays is? Internet? Yeah, it's of course as easy as it's always been. You get an iMac, 10 minutes out of the box, you're on the internet. But now, Apple gives you your own personal website.
You see how easy GoDaddy.com is?
Huh?
Yeah, I just bought you for $1.99.
Did not.
Yeah, I did.
Dog nabbit.
Whoops, just did your dog.
Mr. Winky? My wife loves Mr. Winky.
Ah, now I'm gonna do your wife.
Your mother.
I have an answer for your eyes. There goes my love. There goes my love. There goes my love, 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 love.
You know what happened in 98 and 99 when the internet just became very, very popular with the public, 97, 98, 99. Well, back in the mid to late 80s, the 800 number world was this new crazy idea. in 1987. I didn't know what all the people in the flower industry told me, which was people don't want to dial an 800 number, and so your name is, so you're the first company whose name will be its telephone number. Big deal.
Experiment. This is a great medium in which to experiment. Write it in the sand and let the water come and wash it away, and try something else. Because experimentation is really the key to success, I think, on the web.
So I approached this little company called FTD and said, would you like to work with us on this? And they basically, in no uncertain terms, said, go away, kid. We're the king of the hill. There's nothing going to change this world. You're not going to change consumers' behavior. They offered me $10,000 for the telephone number if I'd go away. Well, obviously I didn't do that.
A lot of people in business have said, my business has been marginalized by the web. My prices are going down. Folks, the way to avoid being marginalized is to draw your own margins.
And I'm not embarrassed to tell you we're 3 times the size they are now. And I used to stay awake at night trying to figure out how to knock them off. The scary thing is now we are, in our little category, a big player. And now there's a whole bunch of guys out there who are young now who are trying to knock me off. And it keeps me awake at night. And I look around this room and I see a lot of staring eyes. And I think, man. Now, if I walked into the wrong lion's den here.
You know, recently I was in the Galapagos Islands. I'm still a travel agent. It was the best trip I ever took. And that's where Darwin did the research for his great work. Wrote about survival of the fittest. And I always thought survival of the fittest was about the lion. It was about the biggest, baddest guy in the jungle. That is not what he said. He said it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change.
Some of us have been in online for a number of years, and this is actually the second big downturn that we've seen. We saw the first one in 2000 and 2001 when the first internet basically collapsed. The biggest difference is in 2000 and 2001 when you had the collapse, what happened was everyone ran offline. In 2008, they're doing exactly the opposite. Instead of running away from online, they're running to online.
But long story short, and economists hate to hear this, but it's absolutely true, the best barometer for monetary disturbances is look at commodities. They're the first that feel it. And the best proxy for commodities for monetary disturbances is just look at the price of gold. Long story short, if it goes below $300 US per ounce, as it did in the late 90s, you're going to stall the engine, one of the contributors to the 2000-2001 recession. If it's about 400, 450, 475, okay. If it's the level that it is today, too high, just tighten your seat belts.
When times are good, any fool can make money. I'd rather personally be in a time like this because there is just so much more opportunity in these times than there are in good times. So if you look at it the right way, you'll do very well.
You know, it was Ronald Reagan who said once that when we come to the edge of the known world, we're standing on the shores of the infinite. 10 years into e-commerce, I think that's exactly where we are. We're just really starting.
And online, traffic is only going to get bigger. As hundreds of millions of people around the world go online, this thing won't go in a straight direction. There'll be pauses, there'll be shakeouts from time to time. What economists call, though, the trend line is profoundly positive. There are going to be huge bursts of growth in the future. And so, if you have the real estate, the cities are going to grow. And if you do right in developing that real estate, you're going to be on the Forbes 400 list in the not too far distant future.
From the Santa Clara Marriott Hotel in Silicon Valley, California, it's the Today Show with Howard Newell and Howard's special guest, Rick Schwartz. Also featured on today's panel, we have Paul Sloan, Joe Casale, Ron Jackson, Michael Gilmore, and Divyank Tarakia of Skenzo. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Howard.
And good morning. We are going to do something a little different today that we've never done before. Instead of everybody getting up and making a presentation, we're going to be interviewing the panel here today. After you see this film clip, our film crew and myself did, and we asked people, we pulled off the street. We had no idea who they were or where they were from until we started asking them questions. So if we can run that film, let's take a look. If you know what you're looking for instance, let's say Amazon.com, do you go to Google or what?
Oh, then I'll just go right through Internet Explorer and just type in the address, the URL, and I'll go on the site.
If you know the name of the website, for instance, Amazon.com, how do you go about finding it?
Just put on Internet Explorer and
type it in?
Type it in, and there it is.
If you know the site, for instance, Amazon.com, do you still go to Google?
You have to try.
You don't type it in Amazon.com and then go to it?
Not yet. Nothing. I don't do that either.
If you know the where you're looking for instance, Amazon.com, do you still go to Google?
No.
What do you do?
I would go directly to.
You would type it in.
Exactly.
In the address bar.
Exactly.
If you know where you're going, eBay, Amazon, whatever, would you actually type that in?
If I know the address, yes, I will type that in straight away. Yeah.
If you know where you're going, for instance, Amazon.com or eBay.com, do you still use Google?
No.
What do you do?
I go directly there.
You type it in the address bar.
Yeah.
If you know the address, let's say Amazon.com or eBay.com, do you still use Google?
No.
What, you just type the name in?
Then yeah.
In
www. whatever.
In the address bar.
Exactly.
All right, when it comes to news, weather, and sports, what percentage of that information do you get off the internet as opposed to TV and newspapers?
Almost all of it, actually. My homepage is Yahoo, and whenever I sign in, right there, it gives me everything I need. Opposite for me, I get it all off the TV. You guys think that you're getting a fair and accurate reporting of news, weather, and sports? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, for when I need it. Yeah. I'm sure you're on social networks like Facebook and Twitter, right?
Yes.
Both?
Just Facebook. Facebook and Twitter.
Okay. And how much time would you say of your computer time do you spend on Facebook?
A lot. Most of the time is on Facebook. Most of the time.
And what about Twitter?
I actually don't like Twitter, but my cousin moved to London and made me get it.
So you only use it to converse with your cousin?
Yes.
Everybody on campus has a Facebook. That's usually how most of us stay in contact with each other. Hey, you want to go to the beach today? Yeah. It's all done on Facebook usually. Do you use any social networking like Facebook or Twitter?
I am. I'm a Facebook addict, and that's how I keep in touch with my family and friends back home. So.
What percentage of the time that you spend on the computer would you say you're on Facebook?
Probably 80% Facebook.
$275,000 for CD.com. Sold, $275,000. Congratulations.
CD.net, somebody just started off. I have 10, 15, now 20,000. 20 I have, now 25. 20 to 25,000. I'm at 20 to 25 at 25. I'm at 32 now, 33. I'm at 32 bid once. 32,000 bid twice. 32,000 third and final call. Are you all in? Are you all done? Sold. Houses.net. Houses.net. 50, 60, now 70. 60 now 70,000. I'm at 60, 70 I have. Now 75. I'm at 75,000 bid once, twice, third and final call. Sold. 75,000 right there to number 150. Cameras.com. Let's say $1 million. I have $1 million. Now 50. We'll say $1,500,000. We'll say $1,500,000. We'll go $1,500,000. And I go $1,500,000. And I go $1,500,000. I've been sold right there. $1,500,000. I need your number, sir. What's your number?
The one thing we all have in common is traffic. That's what fuels the internet. If this was 100 years ago, we wouldn't even be talking about traffic. What we are, folks, are refineries. That's exactly what we are. You have to look at traffic and the internet in different ways. We are a refinery, and we refine traffic, and we try to find potent traffic.
Take the information you get from the 2 days of this conference and go home and change something. Do something differently with those domains, and you'll make a lot of money.